What's up, Brainiacs? Yeah, man, worldwide we are having fun on this great planet we call Dirt. She's got a name as Gaia, let's not forget. Everybody up in the Matrix minds, my friends, welcome aboard. It is Friday. It is December 2nd. No doubt it is Friday. Yeah! I hope you guys are doing well. No doubt about it. What's up? Everybody joined by a lady that hopefully by now you guys are finding very fascinating, because I've noticed a lot of you guys are starting to follow her, follow Ryan. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about her. Tonight we're going to talk about her journey as a light worker, as a yoga teacher, as an astral projection teacher, as a, oh my God, this girl's got a plate full of shit, and I have no idea how she manages it. Miss Carrie-Anne Fields, we're going to talk to her on the other side of this. Don't go away, Brainiacs. Share this broadcast. Share this podcast. Let's go right now, Brains. Let's dig.
What do you say, Brainiacs? You guys ready? It's time. It's showtime, brains. That's right. It's Matrix time. And it's go time. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let's go. Talk about ufology, conspiracy, controversy, and anything and everything that we can get into tonight. Let's go.
Are you crazy, Brainiacs? Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Crank it up, Brainiac.
What we got,
Yeah.
Brain? Your show, Brainiacs.
It's definitely your show. Your show, and we appreciate you for being here. Buckle up, everybody. Welcome aboard.
Brainiacs. Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? Look at you. Look at you. Got everybody up in here. Man, I'm trying so hard to get to the other screen. I got Miss Carrie right beside me. Just give me a second. We'll get the overlay handled. But nevertheless, Miss Carrie-Anne Fields, welcome aboard the Matrix Minds. You are absolutely on fire, my dear lady. Welcome aboard.
Oh, it's so blessed to be here, my dragon rider brother. Just saying to you before we went live, you've got one big dragon there, and you've got such a beautiful collective tribe that are sitting on your dragon and getting the most epic work done in all the dimensions. So we see you clearly. We love you dearly.
Thank you. Well, you know what? You are a force to be reckoned with, from what I gather. You've got a bio. This girl's got a bio, man. Let me tell you what. Oh my God. So Carrie-Anne Fields, right, is a level 3 senior yoga teacher with Yoga Teachers Association in Australia, and ambassador and regular contributor to the Australian Yoga Journal magazine. Wow. Carrie has also studied yoga for 20 years and off and on with various teachers from Europe, India, Australia, Thailand, and it goes on and on and on. I mean, your bio, I love it. She holds a bachelor's in psychology. Oh, I love the brain theory. I'm a clinical therapist, so I love that, right? Reiki Master, certified acupuncture, kinesiology. We'll talk about that, no doubt. And Swedish massage, which I definitely could use a massage right now. When
Yeah, I haven't given a massage for years. I actually ended up training in Kahuna massage, which is the Hawaiian bodywork, and that's the goal right there. It feels like you've got ten arms and legs and hands and noses and chins on you all at the same time. It's
right,
amazing.
Carrie, let me ask you. Like I said, I'm gonna ask you about you tonight. Okay, this show is about Carrie, about how you got into what you're doing what you're doing, because the journey as a light worker, the journey as a being, like I'm not just to hell with the screen here. It's not an easy journey. So the road that you took in your life. Let me ask you, how in the name of God did you get on the path that you're at now, involved in my life, Ryan's life, and everybody? Where did your journey start? Because it didn't
Well,
just happen overnight.
yeah, how far back should we go? Should we go back to when I was a supernova? Getting ready to incarnate, setting up
Where?
my soul contracts, and like yourself, Matthew, we were called with the clarion call came from Gaia, and we weren't going to ignore the supreme goddess energy that she is. So we made our way through the dimensional fields, and here we are having this journey. I was born very super psychic. One of
Okay.
the great gifts that I still have, and how I can serve the collective, and really shut my powers down at some point because, I was the outsider. I didn't really fit in, and I wanted to be cool. So I
Mm-hmm.
ended up shutting my powers down and moved to London, really got on the party scene, worked hard, partied hard, got spat out the other side of that particular journey. And then, had this great awakening at the age of 21, 22, and really focused on my path and started building my business, which I've had now for 25 years, and building all of those beautiful modalities, because essentially what we offer is love. We're reminding people that they're a pure love being. They can source their own codes. They can source their own loving stream once they feel and know that they're good enough. And but as a light worker, we have to have many tools in our kit. And so you have all these different modalities that you can switch and swap to depending on the vibration of the person that you're working with. So I went into the darkness, had a great awakening, and then, thank goodness for that awakening and the breakdown, because I haven't looked back. It's you start reaching for the light when you put yourself in a very dark hole,
Yeah.
and through personal experience, and that's the only way through, really.
Wow. Did now? Here's the thing. Whenever it come to like the what yoga. Okay, what was your foundation? What was your foundation of learning, or wanting? What made you want to learn this? Because this again,
Yeah.
it's just something you had to have been introduced to it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting for me, Matthew. I've got because of that psychic side of myself, my very previous past life was in India. My clock just went 111 as I said that.
Okay.
Information, and I can speak really fluent Sanskrit. It just is in me. It's a code that was activated, and so for many people listening, you'll find that as well. You can already be innately at master level in certain areas of your life because you've done it before. So that was definitely me. Growing up, I always loved dance and movement, and so the asana side of yoga definitely was very appealing to me, but also because it was a full and complete spiritual system, and there was an embodiment to that spiritual energy coming in. It wasn't just sitting there doing hours of meditation. We could move the energy through the chakra system, through the meridian system. Asana, or the postures, really can be like a dance-like flow. So that appealed to me, marrying up all the worlds from the metaphysical to the physical. And yeah, yoga really saved me. It's such a complete system, such a complete spiritual science, even though I'm not a lover of science, but they're pure sciences that I believe are so needed at this time for humanity. Of course, yoga has been completely bastardized and made into a fake woke culture. Through 2020, I was so disgusted with what many yoga schools, yoga teachers were projecting, and were what they were asking their students to be a part of. So for me, I definitely went in the other direction and became very, very outspoken. I've always been outspoken anyway, but more within my own circles. And I
Right.
was out there, baby. I'm like, nah, I'm not having this. So we need to move past that fake woke culture and those false light teachers that will tell us only to love and light, and forget that we are meant to have swords in our hand and do sacred battle here, because there's some dark energy around and it needs to be cleaned up.
You said it right there. You said some really key points in my life, as well as like a lot of these other people over here in the chat. And I heard it on your broadcast with Ryan tonight. Okay, the brighter your light is, okay, not only are you going to attract the light workers, because Carrie, here's to me, very rarely will I say that I've got somewhere in the world I've got a beacon sister that I can honestly I believe I can trust you, that you attract not only your tribe, but you're going to attract all this shit sludge with it. Okay, so knowing that I heard you say that, I'm going, oh my God, she's on target. She's right there. Because I love Ryan, but I've got to get Ryan out of this. They're not all angels, Ryan. Some of these bastards come with some black wings, man, and I have no problem in the astral taking their head clean off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you're a fellow astral traveler. You see what's out there, Matthew, and I mean it's also here in the 3D. But the great thing about the energy realms is there's no denying it. You see it very clearly once the third eye is open, and you're interacting with it at a much faster pace than what the time oscillation speed is here in the 3D realm. It's a more refined dimension, obviously, in the 4D and even higher dimensions. And so things get sped up. So you can zoom around and, you can dismantle a lot of these dark side creatures, because they're egregores or deities that then lord over certain individuals on Earth, politicians, parasites, but also groups of people, or it can be whole countries, whole cities, whole towns. You feel it when you go into a certain town. You're like, oh, the energy's not good here. You go into another town, oh, the energy's really free. Right. And so this is, we astral travelers can do, and it's a very efficient process, as you know, Matthew. We can get up there. It can take us half an hour in the 3D. But really, it's almost like we've done, maybe a month's work in the astral. So it's interesting the way that the time intersects and interplays there between dimensions. So, like there's some dark winged creatures. There's some creatures out there with 10 legs and horns, and it's a wild ride out there.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars certainly know about what goes on. I was talking to Ryan the other day, and I was saying, Orion's belt. The star system of Orion's belt, where it's the portal into the Earth, and so it's a very popular area. There's a lot of darksiders there trying to thwart us, coming in and out of that portal. And he said, "Oh, it's like the cantina in Star Wars," and I'm like, It's every low life scumbag, but light
they're like, whoosh, let's astral smack that guy, right? Astral smack him.
They're luring you into like, hey, here's this great lady. Like she's got a few arms and legs and some 3 boobs, but come on in here, you're gonna have a good time. Like,
oh my God.
You guys get lured in.
They lure us guys with the 3 boobs. Come on, we got 2 hands, but it's funny though. You said whenever a lot of people think that they're ready for this. Is kicker. I'm gonna share something with you. Now I sell pendants. Okay, I sell just a hand selected few. What I try to do is not give the let's just say the everyday interested in the astral world, interested in pendants, interested in the paranormal, right? Those people that just like, I guess we could call them dabblers. Okay, a dabbler. I will not. No offense, Carrie. I don't care, but I will not sell a crystal to a dabbler. I'll say the metaphysical store is right up the road, and or if where you're from, if you want to look up the stone, you go in there and you find your own stone. I don't want to be responsible for what may happen to you. Okay, because I'm very selective with what I wrap, and this goes through a process. It goes through a cleansing process. It goes through I've even owned, like the stone Ryan's got right now. Ryan wanted some of my fire energy. I'm a very, very fiery ass Sagittarius. Trust me. Even though I get walked on a lot here, okay, a lot of people taking advantage of my heart here. But there, oh man, oh no, I deal with nothing there. So selecting the people that your own self, Carrie, I'm pointing at you.
Yeah.
That you deal with and talk to and teach. Or is there anybody that you've ever run across, okay, that just you're simply like, sweetheart, you're not ready for this yet. I would love to help you, but you're not really ready to go there yet, because you and I know that there are detriments and ramifications, like fragmented souls. Shit's real. Okay, we were talking off air about the crazy boat. Let's talk crazy. Fragmented.
Let's go crazy.
Fragmented souls can happen.
Yeah. Well, like I said before we went live, it's like the GNR song, Welcome to the Jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. Like it's all here. It's Babylon is all around us. If you want to get drawn into the glamour and the smokes and the mirrors and more money, more more attention, more whatever it is that's luring you in because of the conditioning here. We are living in Babylon currently. The light workers,
right.
Those who are more awakened are able to see through that propaganda and are able to become sovereign and align with free will and choose where they place their energy. But there's deception everywhere you turn. It's not even easy for those of us who are awake because there's temptation. That's how this realm works. It's like a labyrinth, and you just keep moving around that labyrinth, learning, the soul lessons, upgrading consciousness. There's plenty of support coming in all the time, streaming from the Pure Source Code, but we have a lot of galactic benevolent friends as well that are able to impart their wisdom. We need them, they need us. We're uploading information to them as well. Ultimately, we're all just one stream of consciousness, one body of light, one body of love. But this is a galactic game that we scripted and set up for ourselves so that we would have these dark side characters in order to give us the temptation, in order to try to lure us in different ways. I've probably gone off on a bit of a tangent, but
it's okay. Sorry, you're doing well. Keep going. I was waving. It's just I didn't mean to stop you. I wouldn't come and stop you. I was saying hi to Ryan, saying hi to everybody there. Ryan's like, Ryan, who is in the chat. Okay, hey, over here. My bad. Over here. Ryan's in the chat, and he is an amazing dude. Amazing dude. I nothing but love for this dude. Because he too is a right. He's saying that he's the one that the deep state fears the most. Let me tell you, bro, I'm right behind you. I promise you, we are kicking ass and taking names, and they don't like it. So man, don't like it at all.
So many stories that he and I and you can tell. What's been going on, and it's and we need each other too, because at the point that you feel like you're being paranoid or you're making something up, there'll be confirmation from one of your brothers or one of your sisters, and you're like, okay, this really actually is going on. Just where I walk my dog every day, there is clearly a non-player character, a clone. He walks funny. He only has certain mannerisms. It seems to me that because I'll go out walking without any device, and he always turns up, Matthew, who always turns up. And this walking track that I go on with my dog has a lot of different tracks, but he always turns up at the same time on the same track that I'm on, and at different times of day. It's uncanny. And I just know he's just collecting frequency data. We have to start seeing, even though looks like a solid realm, we really have to start seeing everything as energy and vibration, magnetic waves. We're electromagnetic within ourselves. We've got this great toroidal field that comes from the heart center, particularly once it's switched on and luminescent, it can reach the corners of the universe. Because they're, dark side's using exactly the same technology. And as Ryan said to me the other day, well, they're only hijacking off what we've created. So of course we outrank them. We can, once we realize they're targeting us, we can thwart it because we can go over and above because we actually created the technology. And this is where everyone's coming back online at the moment to realize we are in command of this realm because we carry the codes of love. Nothing supersedes love. All you need to do is keep building up your internal reservoirs of love, and you're a force that nothing can be reckoned with. And of course, they've conditioned us, and I say they, which is also the dark side of ourselves. I'm not trying to create separation, but we've been knocked down to the point where we're playing the small I all the time instead of the true I am presence, the true God I am, Goddess I am. And people feel like, well, that's egotistical, that's arrogant to claim that space. I've been on plenty of podcasts where people said, "How you can't say that? You can't be that arrogant. God, there's only one God, and God's out there." No, God resides in all of us, deep in the heart center. The golden key is within us, and this is where we all must go. But we're also here to project that force field out for the collective, so that it can be available for our brothers and sisters. Let it upload through your bare feet into the crystalline grid of Mother Earth. Let it upload, across that true grid system. There's a false matrix grid system here, but there is also a true organic grid system here. And we have to be discerning to know what the difference is. So yes, Babylon is all around us, but Babylon's also burning to the ground. Yay, so excited to see all that. And, here come the true love warriors because, we've had enough and we're tired. We're so soul weary, Matthew. Like the fatigue in my soul, I can't even put it into words sometimes.
Definitely tired of it's every day. Especially whenever you are probably an avid astral projector. I know my wife. My wife quit sleeping with me 4 years ago. Just telling you, she did. She quit sleeping with me 4 years ago. Why? Because my body will react to certain things. And here's the thing: she knows it's projection because she has literally got up in the middle of the night and followed a little blue me around the hall, and I'll look around, shit you not, and I'll look around, I'll smile at her, and I'll just like walk into nothingness and vanish. So I know she knows. She's weird too. She knows. So again, she quit sleeping with me when she would wake up with bruises and not even have to project. Meaning I would like act out and come back. You know when you do you go to bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you wake up and you're like, you're still tired. Oh my God, you're still tired. In fact, you're tired. You're more tired now than what you were before you went to bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for bringing that up because we need these light workers who are listening to this show. We need to be reminded that there is meditation where we may be doing astral missions or inner child healing or whatever the process may be. And then there actually is true rest state. And we must give ourselves time off, because the likes of you and I, Matthew, we're serving at really high levels. We've got businesses who are serving on social media. I do my best to get back to people on Messenger. People message me for psychic downloads. Like they don't offer me any money. Like they expect it for free because,
it's hard, man. It's
attracted to light, and they're in a dark place. And so we're serving in all of these realms and all of these ways. And so it is a great reminder. Take time. Ryan always says this to me, have a rest day. Have a rest day. Stay in bed today. We need those reminders from our friends because we love what we do. We're excited about what we do, but we sure do get drained. And on that point, Matthew, I'll go to sleep and then typically, not always, typically 3 a.m. tap on the shoulder. I'm like, who wants it now? Come on. Who's here? Where are we going? What are we doing? And honestly, I love it. Like I could probably stay in the energy realms, for long periods of time. When I was a little girl, Mum said I would be swinging over the swing like for hours and hours. I have a recall of where I was. I was going through all the dimensions, having a great time, had all my friends, my posse in the other realms. And then she said, even when I went to bed, she put me in bed, I'd get out of bed and I'd get into child's pose. So for the yogis listening, and for those who don't, child's pose, you put your third eye down on the earth, you crouch down, third eye down on the earth. So for me, this portal here of the third eye is so super open. And it's getting more open as the days go by because the frequency is upgraded so much here in this particular realm. So it's difficult sometimes to shut it off, but we do have the ability to say, hey, even if you get the tap on the shoulder, let's go galactic. Hey, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. Yeah.
Oh my God! Can you guys cannot feel this broad's energy? It's good. I love it. I like. What is your sign? What are you?
I'm Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, and a Cancer rising.
Oh shit!
I'm all water elements. Like I'm just a big ball of emotion.
Right.
I feel everything so deeply, but
Right.
I feel like I can transmute because I feel everything so deeply. Like it's just one of my roles here, like transmute for the collective through deep emotion. But I can drown in that emotion as well, obviously.
Right. I'm trying to like look at the chat.
What sign, Matthew?
How was that?
Michael, Archangel Michael, Matthew.
Oh, that yes. My mother named me from out of the Bible. She did. I won't lie. Oh, look at this. You shared it. I shared it. They all know. And this is what I'm talking about by suppression. Take a wild guess how many viewers you got on Facebook. Just a guess.
No, 4.
How many?
4?
No, you got no. It's bouncing between 30 and 35.
Oh, nice.
Out of 1.5 million people, right? You just come on, man. This is what I'm saying by this gets really, really old because not only are you and I fighting on an etheric level, on an astral, on the astral level, and etherically trying to defend ourselves. But then whenever we try to go help people on the social media platform, this is take it up for us. This is the watering hole. Okay, Facebook is the watering hole.
It's also an indication that we are bringing a purer form of truth. There's many truthers out there who get on the hopium. Can I say that? On the hopium trail, want to give you dates, and this is going to happen at this time, and don't worry, like the light's already won. Yeah, the light has already won. The light can't not win, but it doesn't serve sometimes for the collective to be told those things because they do not do the inner work at that point. The hologram that we're dwelling within is a reflection of our own inner light or darkness, and that's just facts. Everyone adds to the hologram. So being told that the white hats are in control or whatever the narrative is of some of these bigger truthers, that's how they siphon everyone's energy. That's why they get a lot of views. That's why they get a lot of supporters, because they're telling you what the surface level ego wants to hear. You're okay, you're safe. Yeah, deep in my heart, I am safe because I'm always connected to God, Goddess, all that is. But I have work to do. Meaning me, Carrie-Anne Fields. Meaning everyone else listening, you have work to do. You have a shadow side you need to go in and clean up. You need to go and put your inner child first. You need to make sure you're having fun every day. Ryan and I got a little visit from Mishki, is a little fairy from Andromeda when we were in the astral the other day, and she said fun, frivolity, and frolicking. They're things that you must be doing every single day. It's not all like having to transmute darkness all of the time. But it is that balance point, because when you see out there in the hologram, what's the feedback loop is about how messed up and chaotic and how depraved this realm has become, we all have a job to do. And so, Matthew, I want to say to you, if you're getting censored, it's because you're bringing a pure form of light. And also just us having a vibrational discussion, not even the words that we're saying, the vibration that we are emitting into the hologram changes everything. So I could just be having a powwow just alone or telepathically, and that would change the molecular structure of this realm. So You're powerful. You're powerful, brother. I feel you.
I thank you. I know that we are. I know that we are. Here's the. I'm watching even the setup of the machine. Okay, they they didn't want me and Ryan to talk. They didn't. Okay, they didn't. They definitely don't want me and you to talk. I'm watching this machine. I just redid this machine because it crashed on Sunday, and right now it's spiking it like. It's just spiking. And there's no reason. I could talk about all kinds of evil shit and it'd just be gears chugging along, right? But the moment we start saying, because I tell everybody over here, everybody in the Brainiac chat, you guys are magnificent beings, okay? And I heard you say it tonight. And I'll say it at the very end of this broadcast. Whenever you bring the two together, whenever you bring the masculine and the feminine wholly together, oh shit, oh my God, and especially on the etheric plane, okay? Whenever you get those two giants together, girlfriend, you're right, right? You see what I'm saying? I get it. I totally get it, and it's like. I can look at my mayor, right? And I literally see I'm like, I literally look around in the crowd and I can see aura a little bit, right? And I look for whichever, mind you, okay. I try to find the most blackest, burliest looking dude that's got the most beautiful aura, because one reason, I know right now he's sincere, and I know number two, if I go over there and I stand next to him, I start talking to him, and I'm like, become friends with him, it just pisses the system off so bad. They can't stand it to see me talking to a brother of a different color in the middle of a social gathering like that, saying, "Hey, we're powerful beings, bro." And he knew what I was saying. They can't stand that shit. Whenever we come together, especially whenever we bring races together, that's another one. You bring together the feminine masculine. Wow, powerful. Now, whenever you bring the feminine masculine together of a different color, oh shit! Then they really don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. I'm talking physical. Whenever you add them two mixes together and then you throw it in the mix, and you're like, I sincerely. There's a dude that calls this show all the time, Carrie. His name is Percy Littleton. Black. He's a black man on the West Coast, right? I love this dude with all my heart. Okay, and he calls the show, and we calls the show, and we just cut the fat, and we just chew, we laugh, and I know it just burns the system to death, man. There ain't no better way to stop this broadcast than to have somebody like that call the show and say, "I love you," as a human being. I love you for being you, Carrie.
I love you too, brother. I love you too. It's we are the true love warriors here. Even like you were referring to the show that Ryan and I did this morning, and I originally called it the Lightworkers Lounge, and I already want to change it to Love Warriors Lounge, because we have to get away from polarity. It's interesting you're talking about, the colors here and bringing that unification process. So the unification of polarity is not even light and dark, because we know there is false light, the fake woke. Darkness in itself gets a bad rap because there's nothing wrong with the darkness. Think about the womb energy of the feminine. It's a dark cave. The third eye is a dark cave before it explodes open. There's nothing wrong with darkness, but there is the depraved side of the darkness. So at some point, though, we are harmonizing and homogenizing, the two polarities of the 3D, so we can create an exit ramp through the center into the 5D consciousness or beyond, depending on the soul frequency of who's here at this time and where they're returning back to. And so I feel like it has to align through love. And I want to highlight what you're saying, because it is about telling each other that you love each other. It is, and it is about that unification, whether it's feminine, masculine, or white and black, or however it is that we see it, or whatever we're being shown in the now moment of how we need to, create that marriage again. It has to occur within self. Divine union within self. We have to give parts or equal attention to our inner feminine and our inner masculine. So the feminine, she's the one that wants to dance naked under the moonlight. She is wild. You cannot contain her. She is creative. She does not like rules or structure. She is, I get an image of a wild Brumby or a wild bronco, I think you call it in the States. So those wild horses that just run freely with their hair flowing behind them, that's the image I'm getting right now. But the masculine also resides within self, and that's the part of us that does want the structure, that does have a very deep knowing of how to change things more at this 3D level. The feminine streaming in from more the unseen realms, the masculine's bringing it into the seen realms, and that harmony must occur within self first. But as you say, you get the women and men together here on the planet, and it can happen in same-sex relationships as well, because it's an energetic thing that's going on. We're going to see some very deep sacred magic happen when the divine unions start to occur in the outer, but we have to do it within self first, and it'll take as long as it takes. So many people are like, where's my man? Where's my woman? It's just like, have you been doing the inner work?
Right.
You'll magnetize it. It just appears. It'll seem like a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's a reflection of internal energy. You magnetize it at the point that you have unified within self. And so these are the times, these are the days that we all clean up the inner worlds. And then we'll start to see the big parties in the 3D where we are coming together as one. We talk about hive mind as a really negative thing, and it is, when it's like those manted races, like those little minion, little like IT, AI, want to bring us all into the quantum computer hive mind. That's not the hive mind I'm talking about. We want to get into a hive mind where we're love, unity consciousness, where we come together as, thousands of people dancing together as one tribe. Ryan, if you're still listening, this is what he really wants. He wants that festival. He wants that galactic party, but here in the 3D or in the 5D or wherever we find ourselves. But the embodiment of that very heightened frequency that's running through us all, where we're sharing love, not like the old yogis, not like Osho was like, oh, he got the code wrong. He thought it was about sexual orgies. No, right. But it was along the rock. And we get where you were going. We'll just come on. No, that didn't work. Let's just bring it back into center. Osho, like, love you. He's one of my clients. But we're even upgrading from that. Like, I can hear Ryan going, damn, I thought that's what we were getting.
I gotta admit, I Ryan knows now that he's got the property. I so bad I find a way. I will find a way somehow to get down there. Okay, yeah. And I do believe you get under the roof of myself, you, Ryan, and probably a couple other people. Look, man. You've got some wild people, wild entities that follow you back from the astral. If anybody's looking for that green-haired chick with 3 boobs, I've got the power to bring her back. I'm just saying. No, what Ryan's wanting to do down there in Florida is amazing. I want nothing more than to be able to get into that trance drums. I'm a drummer, so I understand. I understand tone. So they're laughing at look, this is no shit. Whenever you get that many light workers together, that much power together under one roof, indeed, I don't know, Carrie, let me throw this one at you, okay? Have you heard of Aleister Crowley? You probably have, right?
I've heard of him, but
okay.
Yeah, don't know.
He did what was they say that the Aleister Crowley is responsible for a specific sexually oriented ritual done in the pyramids of Giza. Now, he done this ritual and supposedly created a gap. Okay, I'm sorry, removed the gap between the astral etheric into the 3D realm. Okay, so I don't know. I'm just asking you if you've ever heard of that quote unquote theory, air quotes theory of Aleister Crowley having that ritual. That again, the three boobs is what threw me into that mind. But doing that ritual, because again, it's powerful. Sexual magic is powerful magic. Have you ever heard that?
Absolutely, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I want to talk about, and this isn't. I'll get back to the sexual side of it, but just about group gatherings in 2020. Myself and some friends who are original people or Aboriginal, maybe the term most people are used to using, but we call them the original people here, our First Nations people. And so we went, there was about 300 of us at a conference at Uluru, and we did, I don't know whether you heard about the magic box activation. At that time, there was the December solstice, and it was a powerful ritual that our original people had been waiting to do. This
Yes.
Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, and I believe the astrologers.
I don't know the detail of it, Carrie. So let me tell the detail of it, because I don't know
this grand conjunction. So the original people knew that the Pleiadians, and they say here in Australia that we all embody Pleiadian star races. Now, for me, I'm Andromedan more so. That's my memory anyway. Also a little bit of Lyran. But you know, we had to come down through the dimensional fields, and so many of us spent time either on Pleiades, Sirius, or Orion. You know, which kind of more those 5D, 6D realms and their portals into. I'm getting the 144 code now on the time here in Australia. A confirmation. So we've spent time in those sort of star systems, and a lot of people are very connected. So here in Australia, our original people say we're all carrying that Pleiadian code. They knew that the Pleiadians had left crystals, this is back to your crystal story, had left crystals under Uluru that needed to be activated by the conscious collective at this precision point in 2020. We know how bad 2020 was. No one was needing a lesson in that. And so this was aligning perfectly with grace to break through what was happening, that darkness that was really shrouding us all and engulfing us all. So 300 of us went out, and we were doing podcasts, heaps of podcasts and shows up until this point, rounding up support from the collective all over the world. We ended up, this is no word of a lie, there were 300 of us on the ground. We ended up with 15 million people sending energy in at that time.
Oh my God.
We've got photographic evidence. You can go and listen to Evan and Steve Strong for people that want to know more and get all the scientific details. They're archaeohistorians here in Australia, and they've documented everything. I've done shows with them myself. Not trying to take away from Matthew's show.
It's okay.
We're interested. It's a phenomenal event, because we saw light go up in the sky. We saw UFOs. There literally was detected, even in the flight path, a UFO went over Uluru. Now, nothing is allowed to fly over Uluru. People try to say it was a plane. It was definitely a UFO.
Right?
It's all been documented. It's all evidence. When the magic box actually activated, so these crystals activated, we've got photographic evidence of this huge light that went straight out of Uluru.
Yeah, baby.
It's a sacred site. So as that sacred site activated, it talked to all the other sacred sites, that crystalline grid that goes through the earth. So a friend of mine in Hawaii, I did a show with him just afterwards, and we talked about all the phenomena that was happening. He said that Pele activated, the volcano, another sacred site, activated at precision time, exactly the same time. And it went on and on and on and on and on across the planet of all of these supernatural things that happened, because that was the power of people tuning in at the same time.
Yeah, so baby. That's a ripple.
Energy is so real. But when it comes back to the sexual side, I'm still exploring this myself, Matthew. And as a double Scorpio, I find it difficult at times, because I can go light and dark, I guess. I can go like, we'll just have sex with everyone and we'll all be fine because we're all my brothers. We all love each other. And then I'm like, no. I mean, I've actually been celibate now for nearly 3 years. It's like, no, let's
Right.
just come into alignment and let's just allow the divine to guide this process,
Right.
because maybe it isn't just about that lock and key situation with your divine union, twin flame. There's many words that we could use about that. I don't want to use the hijacked words like twin flame because everyone immediately turns off. But whatever that is, that geometric connection, that tonal counterpart, whatever that is, because as we drop out of the monad, we fractalize into two, and then so on and so forth. Actually, Ryan spoke about it really well this morning in our show. And I hadn't heard it like that before when he said the vesica piscis, and from the flower of life, and then it kind of fractals down. Are we then, in this realm, are we then meant to have all those sexual orgies and build the sex magic up that way? Or is it going to be more potent if it's just with that tonal counterpart, divine union, divine flame? I don't know. I don't know. I'm waiting to be shown. Sounds fun either way.
Well, we're talking about the rituals, okay? Whether from the Aleister Crowley thing to the sexual magic, to let's go into the dark side of things for a minute. Okay, I don't really like to throw anything at these guys over here. I will get this straight. I don't want nothing to do with politics anymore, especially like propaganda. I will not. I don't want nothing to do with it. Okay, to me, in my matrix of things, it is nothing more than a shit show. Okay, it is. That's to me what it is. So just saying, you won't catch me doing anything like that. So when it comes to the ritualistic side of things, okay, there's a good thing, and then there's the negative thing. Okay, we talked about just a minute ago. You shared with us the positive. Let's talk about the negative that we're fighting here on the 3D level, because here's what I found on now. I may ask your advice on this. I have literally found, whenever I keep going back to your guys' broadcast just prior to this show. You and Ryan were talking about the rituals over the children. Okay. Now, where I go, I told you very clearly, I go alone. Usually I go alone. Okay. I am not into the group thing, because I found that there are those. I think four people. You know what a seance? You know what a seance is, right? A seance.
Yes.
Okay. During seance, we went etheric. I did more. Oh, no. Don't do this. Don't do. I went into a protection mode over the people that were in my group. Okay, more so than we were. It was like wasn't even fun. It was more of me going, we can't do that. Don't be summoning that. Dude, don't be doing it. So the group thing is a great thing whenever you've got all the people on the same damn page. Okay, yeah. Because the things that the other people, Carrie, are doing, okay, it'd be like me, you, Ryan, just getting together, having a powwow, and talking, and we're trying to bring in our good, your feminine, my masculine, create. Let's learn, teach with one another, okay, and let me show you just how dark it really can get. That's where they okay, are sacrificing children. I'm talking this blood is very highly energetic, very highly charged, okay? That is the shit that you and I are fighting on a 3D 4D level that these people ain't got a fucking clue about. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it has to be spoken to. This is where I feel like going forward, these will be my main teachings. I feel like I understand these realms really, really well. I've endured a lot of sexual abuse myself, and just I've always been very sexual just by nature. I remember even as a little girl having sexual thoughts, and it concerned me because I thought, where is this coming from? But of course, we're ancient beings, you and me, we're ancient beings, and sexual energy is pure creative energy. And in its golden form, in its true form, that is who we are. We're these throbbing, thrumming, humming beings that are here just exploding light and color and sound and geometry, and that's who we are. It's the cosmic orgasm that in the higher realms is always operating. And so
Hmm.
it's a talk about drumming before. It's the drum beat in us. It's primal, uh, and we don't know sometimes what to do with it. And I know myself. I've gone down so many dark paths, and really ruined myself, compared to the pure being that I actually know that I am. And it's a divine paradox, because I am so pure, I am so aligned with God, Goddess, all that is, and yet I can cringe, looking back at my life and go, well, you really explored some interesting territory.
Right.
But I have no shame about it. And I'm glad that I've had those insights, because otherwise I would have ended up that fake woke yogi. It's
Well,
all
right.
love and light, and we
Right.
just ignore the demons. I
Yeah.
don't have any demons. Oh, no. I'm just light. I don't attract anything other than light. They're full of shit. Let's be honest.
There.
They're absolutely full of
Thank
shit.
you. Thank you for saying that. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Astral pat on the back, baby, because that's true. It's true.
It's got to
It,
be
it,
said. And when it comes to, for those of us who are very sexual by nature, it's because we're very creative by nature. And so the best thing to do is just keep creating, so you don't get overwhelmed in those spaces until you've got a beautiful outlet for it. Self love, self pleasure, that whole fantasy world needs to be explored more and more for people. So we're moving out of the pornography and all of these kind of, they're dark side tricks. They're going to
oh
siphon
yeah.
your, they're looshing off you every time you're watching one of those, uh, you know, movies.
Yeah, movies.
Don't feel bad, anyone. Yeah, don't feel bad if that's what you're doing. Just upgrade. Just upgrade. It's good.
Right. Well, here, check this out, Carrie.
Have a fantasy in here.
We're
Make
talking.
it beautiful.
Did you say have a fantasy here? Those are the best ones right here. That's what we should. We need to have an astral sexual class. Let me teach. I'm telling. We'll do it. Hell yeah, we'll do it. Let's take a phone call, Carrie. We've reached the hour. We've about reached the hour. Got an area code 405. I do believe this is Florida. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Area code 405. You're unmuted, man. You want to say hello? Say hello. Area code 405. Check. You're unmuted. Say hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Hello? Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm a big fan. I'm great. I'm the one who got the stone from you, the dragon stone.
Well, I've sold a handful of them. So who's the I'm? Who is the I'm? Give me a name.
Yeah, it's Ricky.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. You also were following the me and James class, or the James class. You wanted to know about the blood, the bloodline. You're Rh negative. You want to know where the hell this blood came from, and why they're trying to kill all of us. Why they're trying to kill all of us like hybrids and shit, right? Right. Ricky, what's up? How are you?
I'm fine. So apparently the Matrix trapped me in the hard drive, and I was going to ask her help with that because she was talking about the twin flame. And when I had sexual intercourse with my twin flame, he gave me the source code of the Matrix. And now I am trying to battle it from within. Do you have any ideas? Because actually when you do have sex with a lot of people, it alters your DNA structure.
Yeah, and particularly, you're making good points, because particularly as a woman, you are the receiver of energy. And so even more so for women, you're wanting to honor and lovingly protect your womb space, because it's a creator space. The womb is the creatrix energy. So if you've taken in something, into that space. So Ricky, when you're saying you got the source code, are you saying that's a positive thing or a negative thing? You mean the false matrix code or the true source code?
Oh, I got the actual, the ones that came from God have the actual organic matrix, and I got the source code of the matrix. I saw the numbers.
Nice.
After it to receive our source code from God when we reach the age of 44.
That's incredible.
And somebody stopped it. Yeah.
And you know, men are encouraged not to release their sacred seed too much. However, if it's ordained and if it's right, in that ejaculation process, he has seeded into you at that point. So that's what would have happened. You were seeded with that source code energy. And if it's that twin flame union, then this is how, you know, you can interact together. And we can circle back to what Matthew was referring to before with the sex magic. You bring the union together, and that seeding point is a manifestation point. And so the crown chakras are working also in those higher realms, you know, opening up portals for these higher manifestations to anchor through your conduit. So yeah, it's powerful.
The machine that Pink Floyd was talking about actually uses our sex magic too, I found out. And also, the one that seeded me is from the Andromedan seed.
Oh,
That's how the matrix. And then the hard drive.
Nice. Well, Andromedans, there's not many of us Andromedans here, you know. We came from a different galaxy. You're probably Ricky, you know, just tuning into your energy. You're probably a natural healer. You understand the mystery schools really well. The priestess codes and all of those sorts of things will be your pathway, what you're here to do. But, you know, it feels, when I tune into your energy, it feels like you've got a great warrior spirit as well, which is amazing.
Well, thank you. Mother Earth told me that you're one of hers and to speak to you directly.
Oh, beautiful. Lovely to connect with you. So good. And, you know, you would understand, Ricky, you would understand the sex magic. And it's exactly what Matthew was referring to before. And I didn't speak to it because I'm raving on a lot. But, you know, obviously it goes into the very dark and the depraved. And so this is why we actually must shine the light in those spaces and understand that what they have decoded with the dark side is the pure source essence, but it's the depraved inverted side of sexuality. And so we're needing to turn it right side up. And you know, this is the movement going forward. I feel like we're in a phase where we're still cleaning up, you know, deep state, you know, exposing the world stage, the pantomime out there that all the politicians are really just bad paid actors. We're still in that phase, you know, the awakening process for many people, coupled with doing a lot of inner work. And then as we go forward, this sexual renaissance, resurgence, but in its purest sense, is going to take us where it needs to go. But we're not, you know, most of us aren't there yet. You know, good on you, Ricky, if you're with your divine union, because you're really paving the way. And, you know, it's interesting you said about Gaia and talking to me, because I feel what's happening with the true divine unions is they're anchoring the bliss codes into Gaia's crystalline grid. And so this is service on behalf of your brothers and sisters, because it gets uploaded by all of us. So, you know, and of course Goddess would design it like that the true healing pathway would be through love making. We are here to make love. We are love beings. Of course, that has to be the road home.
Yes. And God said that you are not to destroy your bodies anymore, or they will be taken away.
Beautiful.
And I would honestly caution people and encourage them to not participate in sexual ritual unless it's with their divine counterparts. The marriage and sacred is in shambles right now with this program.
Absolutely, my love. I couldn't agree more. I can be funny and talk about like orgies, but true me, who I really want, no, I just want one guy. Like, you know, that's enough. That's enough. Like that's beautiful, right?
No orgies in Florida. Sorry there, buddy. No Florida orgies.
Sorry, Ryan.
Just shroom parties and Indian tribal drumming. I'll take that. No, I'll definitely take that. I'm down.
I'm with Ricky, my beautiful sister. I'm with her.
Ricky, let me ask you, sweetheart. Whenever you got your dragon's blood, I sent Ryan. Ryan's got a dragon's blood stone and a highly charged Crystal, what did you feel? What did you feel when you got your dragon's blood? Because I've got a specific little order that I send them out in.
I was grateful to receive it because I needed it for my grid work. I'm a galactic grid worker, and I used it to shut Oklahoma down. Oklahoma is actually the Holy Land because you don't know about Inner Earth, and I was stuck there for a year, and I burned the place down to the ground, Oklahoma City. So let me explain something to you. God does exist with your anti-God particles that don't exist to the ones that came from God program. And yes, you are legit. And yes, you do know how to look for stones. And yes, AZ is on track with the dragons.
Wow.
The dragons, who are now the Dracos, they lost their on, which is actually the on switch to the Matrix. On.
With what she's saying,
now they're Dracos.
I can't help but do this. I just gotta just. We're like, watch this. Watch. Dragon, dragon, Don't mess with the dragons at all. Don't mess with the dragons. Feminine, masculine, don't matter. We will bite your face off, and you'll like it.
Well, you're dropping the codes there, Ricky, and I'm loving the light language coming through Matthew's.
I'm like, yeah, man. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging her energy. It's the knowing, Carrie.
Beautiful.
Ooh. Ah! Yeah. Did any of you guys get tears when you heard that? Any of you guys get moved when you heard that? That was powerful. Very powerful. Yeah, man.
Can I give a go, Ricky? Go, Ricky. Go, Ricky. Go, Ricky. I know, Ricky, you've had that your whole life, but hey, I couldn't help it.
Hey, I've been doing this for too long. Me. Maybe the Inner Earth and everything else. Beautiful if you ever get to go.
Ricky, you know what? The power that you hold, okay, is definitely a sacred power, okay? And so whenever these people come against you, please reach out to me, reach out to Carrie, reach out to anybody, literally anybody up here in this tribe. That's what we do here. That is why this broadcast is not liked within this matrix. You know this, I know this, and a lot of other people in this chat know this. Okay? You are not alone wherever you're at. You're not alone. Okay?
Oh, I'm in Arkansas now, where the selenite is, where Bill Clinton went with the airport.
Not alone, my dude.
There's a massive amount of selenite here.
And there's a massive amount of
that.
massive crystalline grid underneath of Arkansas. Don't forget. Okay? The hot springs of Arkansas are literally just, yeah, baby, running rampant with crystalline. For sure.
Oh, and by the way, I want you both to know, COVID is actually a part of the program of the Matrix that's been ran for how long, machine? About 355,000 quadrillion, gazillion, gazillions, divisions, defeations, subhassions, blah. Is that so? And you're not going to shut it down? All right.
You got any more? We got any questions? You got anything else for Miss Carrie-Anne? Miss Ricky?
Hey, can I get your information from Matthew? I'd love to touch base with you because I need to speak to you about a couple of things, if you don't mind. He has my email address.
Absolutely.
It's in the description of the show, sweetheart. All you got to do is go to the description of the show and go click. And it'll take you to her Facebook page. It'll take you to myhealthyoga.com. Oh, yeah. We got her. Got the bases covered, babes.
Reach out anytime, sister.
Oh, that's awesome. a delight. Do you ever work with JCK?
Say that again.
Yeah, she's a good one. Mark out. JCK and Mark Atwood, you should work with them. They go into the tombs.
Oh, fantastic. Wow, you're doing amazing work. Just beautiful. So good to connect with
But
you.
pleasure. Yes. Oh, I was going to ask you one question. Do you think that it's appropriate for a mass meditation, or do you believe that that taps into the energy fields that possibly they might be susceptible to the archon?
Yeah, both. Really great question. It depends who's guiding it, and it's obviously got to be up to the discernment of those who are joining it, whether that guide is of pure love heart or not. And so people need to be very, very discerning. Certainly, the power of mass meditation can very quickly upgrade consciousness if it's done in the right way. If you're going into group mass meditation, you would hope that your guide is doing a lot of invocations at that point. But everything acts like a mass energy field. Like Matthew here, when he's streaming and everyone's on his dragon at that point, him as the dragon rider, that's almost like a mass meditation as well. So there's a lot of codes and a lot of energy. Again, if we see everything as electromagnetic waves, that people are just automatically getting swept up in. And my main point for everyone is just check in with yourself. You know, do you get a drop in the heart or a lift to the high heart? If you get a lift to the high heart, stay in alignment with that soul. Let them impart their wisdom to you. You don't have to take it all on, but you know, there must be something there if you're getting a high heart response. But it's such a great question because, you know, of course, there can be, I don't want to say this to scare anyone, but there could be harm if you're in a mass meditation where the guide doesn't really know what they're doing, doesn't know how to invoke the highest loving codes, or may have a particular manipulative way about what they're doing. Yeah.
And I also want to tell you who the culprits are of the machine. It's Ares, god of war, and Michael, who God tried to shut down. There you go. That's for your viewers in case they start praying so.
Ricky, thank you so very much for everything that you shared with me and Carrie. And look, take care of that Dragonstone, because the Dragonstone will take care of you.
Hey.
No doubt about that.
Hey, I know it. Thanks, sister. Keep up the good fight. We need warriors on the battlefield.
Take care of yourself, sweetheart.
Much love to you.
You too. Thank you. Good night. Blow her out of here. Boom. Boom. I absolutely, one more time. I loved hearing that. Didn't you? Didn't it just like, yeah. What did it do? What does it do for you, Carrie?
The light language?
Yes.
Oh.
Zing, 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 zing.
Yeah. It just, doesn't it? You're so right. And, you know, good on you for being a masculine that can tune into that, because, you know, I'm sure some men hear the light language and they're like, we're really getting into the hippy dippy woo woo now.
Well, that's what it's, you know, to me, my ear, here's the thing, for anybody that truly gets it, did you see me almost this, I mean, I'm seriously, I almost woke up and started to cry. I didn't truly understand it, but I spoke it right back to her, crazy enough, and I almost started to cry. So my soul understood what she was saying, even though that my frontal cortex consciousness didn't have a damn clue as to what she's saying, right? My soul, the realms
we're moving into, you know, the telepathy realms, where, because you would know, Matthew, like in the astral, mainly we're shown symbolism. We don't necessarily get speech. Right. It's all symbolism. Right. So we're having to come back from the astral planes and translate it for those who are interested here. And the translation often takes a lot longer than what, you know, the code or the symbol that you is. And it's the same with light language. At some point we get out of that prefrontal cortex where we're trying to analyze and control and say, oh, that's not right because that person researched that, so that means that. It's not about that at all. It's about this frequency and about this sharing at that level, and the light language propels us into those realms. It's a deep soul memory of who we are and how we can communicate. And it, you know, like you said, everything just switched on in you. You wanted to cry. Like
I did.
have the divine response because it's goosebumps or it's the crying or the heart opens or the tingling on the head. All of these things are going on, but we're not paying attention because we're looking so far outside of ourselves thinking, oh, the answer's out there or in that relationship or in that truth or in that psychic. No, like they can all help you and that's great. But ultimately, tune in. Your body is such a beacon to you. We're metaphysical beings. Like the physical is just reflecting all the other layers of the aura and right out into the astral galactic higher self. Let's pay attention to self because that is where the consciousness resides. That is where the gold resides. That is where the clues, the decodes, whatever you want to call it, resides. Self.
Whenever she said what she said, whether we be on the dragon topic or not, what I seen whenever I switched, I'm like flexing my arm. I'm like, I literally seen. I'm not gonna cry. Don't cry. I literally seen in my mind like a massive ass dragon, a massive ass dragon, whether it be mine, whether it be whatever, the collective, but really literally wrapping its wings right around everybody. We got this. There's no doubt in my mind. These guys over here in the chat know I talk about breaking the code, breaking this matrix all the time, Carrie. Okay, so knowing that I've got you, I've got Ryan, I've got Ricky, we've got some amazing not only grid anchors, you are a grid-like anchor, and I want to talk to you about that because to me that in you stands out more so than the astral being teacher. I love you, I truly do, on the astral plane, that aspect of you, but there's something about you igniting the fire on the 3D and anchoring and making damn sure you anchor that light. What's driven you to that? Because I can tell inside me that you are a massive ass force to be reckoned with when it comes to building this love light grid.
Yeah, I feel like I got a prototype in running my business for nearly 25 years, and we've got a huge tribe across the planet through that school that I run. We don't just do yoga, we also do a healer's course. So we train people to be healers or light workers, whatever term you want to use. And so I feel like I got a lot of training in that way of how to be the quote unquote boss or the leader or I call myself the founding goddess of that particular tribe. And it got big, and it was a big dragon and I'm having to steer that dragon. And I learned a lot of very difficult lessons through that process. And so I feel like I came out of the blocks in 2020 having even though it's a big tribe, I've got my own website, subscription websites, training websites. We're still sort of, snugly behind those doors where we could talk about all of the supernatural and not be exposed to those that are going to troll us, poo-poo us, whatever it is. But in 2020, there was no choice for me. The guidance was you must start being more public. And we got censored so badly on the business Facebook and then now on the business YouTube that I kind of had no choice but to use my personal Facebook page, which, is starting to grow now because I've only really started recently using it. Before that, it was just me and my best friend out. We're out dancing like, we're cool. Like,
right.
we put some earrings on, some makeup,
right.
And that was about it. And so I had to use that page. and so God Goddess made me come out as Carrie-Anne. I wasn't able to hide anymore behind My Health, which is the business. And that was confronting for me, Matthew, because I really just had to speak as me. There was nothing else around me, nothing to hold on to, nothing to hide behind, I didn't have a co-worker in Carrie-Anne's Carrie-Anne. So
right.
It's helped me. And so what you're seeing in me is probably more of a recent thing where I've just become more bold and more courageous. And what's happening lately at the moment, and it probably sounds a little bit counterintuitive to anyone who's listening, because I'll wake up and I go, I'm having a day off social media. I'm not going to post anything. I've been posting too much. I'm just not going to, I've got nothing to say. And then the next minute, tap, tap, tap on the shoulder. One of my selves in the galactic team is like, you have to post this. And I literally pick up the phone and I don't even think. I'm just like typing out all these codes.
channeling text, la, 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 right? Yeah, channeling text. La, 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 la.
And I know, because my language changes in some of these posts. So I know, and people are saying, is that a message just for me? It's like, well, yeah, it is. And that's what
for somebody.
I'm just getting used.
Right? That's I get it.
I'm open for it. It's good. I like it. But it's just like the stream is on, like it's just on all the time now. So, and it's just serving, because people are getting those specific codes that they need. It's not even me that's writing it. So I hope that makes sense to anyone who's listening. In fact, sometimes I'll write something out and I'll realize, actually today it was for me. It was very specifically for me. And that can include a lot of other people that are in the same resonance at that time. But other posts that I'm doing, it's definitely for others, because it's not even which I'd normally use.
I told you, this show is all about you. Okay, today is all about Carrie-Anne Fields Day. So shake this shit. That's serious. You've done a lot of work, okay? And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people may like she didn't even answer Matt's question about grid work. Yeah, she did. She definitely did, because she said she's teaching. She taught all of these people. She's teaching them this. That's grid work. Okay,
yeah,
that is grid work.
You've got the formal grid workers like Ricky, who do get the crystals and actually go to the soil and implant in the soil, and then they become the commander of that charged up crystal. They put their command into it, or their invocation into it. So they get to command the energy of that crystal. So you've got like grid workers at that level. And at Uluru, I did the grid work, and I do grid work every time I walk every day barefoot. And called at other times to, lay down on my back or on my chest on the ground. That's all grid work. So there's, all of us are grid work. But, I do feel and hear what you're saying, that, I am a presence here in the 3D. And again, I guess that's why I brought up the My Health days, even though I still run My Health, because I feel like I'm used, and I mean used by the divine in the best possible way. I'm used as someone who can lead or who can teach. At the same time, I don't have all the answers, that's for sure. I've got my own wounds and my own upgrades that I'm going through. But as a conduit for others, that's really how it works. But even then, we have to be very careful, because you can't rely on the conduit to give you the source code information. They can point you in a direction, they can lead you, they can give you great information, great codes, great activations, all of these wonderful things. But again, we must at some point trust self over any teacher, any guru, any psychic, any truther, any light worker, any healer, any yogi, any anything, any dragon. Like, we've got to come back into self.
Where do you see yourself going, Carrie, from here? Okay, from here today, and the way I see it, past is past. We learn from our mistakes. We also learn to build our future. Where do you see yourself taking what you're building with Ryan, with the yoga, with all of your experience? Where do you see yourself going in the next, let's say, 5 years?
Well, that's a really interesting question. I feel like I'm lost for words for once. I feel at the moment, Matthew, I'm a little bit unsure. It's almost like I'm decoding my own reality in current time. One path that I thought I was on, there was a bit of a timeline cut on that, and so I'm just really waiting for the guidance, particularly in terms of my physical presence, where I'm going to be placed next on the earth. But obviously, the work that I'm doing with Ryan is, of the highest value and of the highest divine love consciousness. And so, he and I are such a phenomenal team. but we've had to communicate a lot, and had words with each other to get to this point
You're right.
of pure open-hearted trust, where we can both hold space for each other. Like, it's just gone 222 on the clock, so another confirmation. He's a dragon himself, like, and he can be a little bit restless and chaotic. Are you listening, Ryan? Love you. So him in sometimes, because I can sense with him, he just be off and racing. Off and racing. And it's like, hey, like, let's just, merge these dynamics together. He and I, we're very, very similar. Like, we have the same sense of humor. We have a absolutely natural rapport with each other. And just, it's honestly, it's so much fun, our connection. But obviously when you work together, you've got to balance it all out. And, he's pulled me up many, many times as to my own behavior. And, I've kind of wrestled with that a little bit and then come back into alignment. I appreciate him so much, because most people with me, Matthew, they'll put me up on that pedestal because I'm the teacher, or I'm the guide, or I'm the psychic, or whatever it is. And so they won't tell me the real truth. They might be thinking it, but they won't tell me the truth. And Ryan just cuts straight through it. It's
Well,
great.
good. It's good. That's definitely.
Yeah, we get to upgrade together, and he gets a lot of the wisdom teachings that come through my channel if I'm channeling for him. So it's so I feel like I'll be working with him, and obviously hanging out with brothers like you, and but I don't know. I just sense it's the Great Awakening. We just keep moving forward. We're all marching in one line, one dragon line, however it is that we perceive it. We're getting the work done, and we're seeing a lot of inroads. For me personally, the astral work that I do, there's pretty much always a 3D confirmation of work that I've just done. So I absolutely know that is where we need to be, sorting it out in the unseen realms, and we'll see some big changes here.
Carrie, I had also a guy got a question from Miss Peggy in the chat here, she's asking if there's any messages, whether it be a collective message. I know you can tune into energy, so she's asking if you've got any energies that's coming through as a message for the collective in the chat, or just in the collective.
Yeah. Can I read for you, Peggy? Like, I can't see the comments, but
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. What about a collective? Where are we going as a collective, Carrie-Anne? What do you think? Let's ask that one. As a collective energy here. Okay, light workers, good workers, just humanity as a whole. Where do you see us going? Where do you feel it?
Yeah, well, many of us know about the bifurcation of timelines, or the split between 3D and 5D Earth. It may not have been explained in a way that I'm about to explain, because a lot of people just automatically default to negative mode. That like some people, they're not upgrading consciousness. They're not going through the ascension gateway that's available en masse at the moment. And the reason it is they're at the end of a galactic cycle. We're at the end of an epoch of time. Or for the astrologers out there, you'll understand that wheel. We've come to the end. So there will always be a shift in consciousness, and there's an availability for that dimensional upgrade. It's going to happen. It is happening. We're in the process of it happening for Gaia as a celestial body. The inhabitants that are dwelling here get the choice, because we're free will sovereign beings. Even if we're toeing the line with the deep state, we're free will sovereign beings. We're still making that choice. They dangle the carrot. We still make the choice to follow their directives. So what you'll find is that many are upgrading into that 5D consciousness. Again, that may be a hijacked term these days, so we'll just say love consciousness. People have to do the inner work. Ascension does not fall in your lap. It's not about being saved. It's about upgrading within self. So you'll see that, and we'll see a breakaway because of that. But I believe it's already operating 5D overlays 3D right now. I'm hearing from people that they'll be at the same airport and getting on the same flight, and they're having a completely different, easy experience than someone else who has cognizized, is that a word?
Yeah, it is now, sweetheart. It's your word.
Had precognition that they were going to have some trouble when they went to the airport. They were going to be stopped, and they were going to have to wear a mask, and they were going to have to, show all their papers and all of these things. So we become the commander of reality. That's what's happening. And what better way to have the opposing force so we can see how well our supernatural powers are in fact working? We have to utilize our powers. We have to allow that DNA, junk DNA, it's not junk, but the deactivated strands of DNA to come back online again. We have to look at what the dark side tech is. It's not really dark side because they're showing you your supernatural powers. Like we're streaming at the moment. We stream consciousness from offline to online. That's what's happening with the DNA. There's all the codes in the technology showing you who you actually are. So I find social media like that. It's a 2D realm because, everyone turns up in little squares, but it's a 5D realm because I'm tuning into the energy field of everyone I'm interacting with. It doesn't matter to me what you wrote. I feel your energy. I don't read your words. I do read them, but I feel your energy. And so it's a 2D, 5D thing that's happening. So we can pick up codes wherever we are for those that are traveling into 5D. There are many, 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 many souls that are not choosing the upgrade at the moment because they're greener souls, they're newer souls. They really need that 3D frequency bandwidth experience for possibly another galactic cycle. And we talk about galactic cycles, we're talking about 26,400 years, to the 3D mind. Whoa! But to the soul's like, we're timeless, eternal beings. It really doesn't matter. We're just points of consciousness. We've got a point of attention on the continuum of consciousness. That's all that's happening here. Nothing's right or wrong, good or bad from a higher perspective. But of course, we want to say, those people that followed the tricksters, those ones that followed the politicians, that did the bidding for the I have to put it in inverted commas, the elites. They're not elites, they're parasites. But however it's playing out here, if people want to show allegiance to that, let them until their soul becomes so weary and so fed up from being in a self-imposed false matrix prison system where they really realize, hey, I'm a slave here. I got all this debt and I'm a slave and I'm working like a dog to the bone. And who for? Pump up these greedy dark lords. Like what is the point of that? However, people love the nanny state. They love being told what to do by the politicians. They love getting their little pittance of handout. Like we have a good social welfare system here in Australia. I know you guys don't, and it's not right. These people living on the streets over there. But even so, here they're tied to the government. You've got to do what the government tells you to do to get your little pittance. We've got to upgrade from all of that. For those who feel the calling, the urgency, the need, the deep codes activating, do the work, do the inner work, and let your brothers and sisters who don't choose to do the work at the moment, let them go with grace and love. They'll come around. We're all on a continuum. You can't destroy energy. You cannot destroy it. So that's what I feel is happening for the collective. And hopefully that, makes sense to people why at some point, even though the 3D mind is allowed to get the shits and have a vent and a rant and a rave about what's happening here, we must always return to the source code that is pure divine intelligence and knows exactly what it is doing. And to even know that we are that powerful as that source code, that we even created the ultimate opponent here, so we would activate our supernatural powers. That's
damn. All right, Carrie. No, you hang tight. I'm going to ask you another question. This is from Tammy Bonham, right? She says or asks in the chat, is it true? Now this goes to calendars, right? Is it true that that we're actually 7 years behind time because of the manipulation of our calendars? Good question, Tammy.
Mm-hmm. It depends. Sorry, was it Tammy?
Tammy Bonham, yep.
Yeah, great question, Tammy. It depends which dimensional lens you want to view it through. And I hope that doesn't sound too much of a riddle. I don't mean to speak in riddles. What I mean by that is in this 3D realm, sure, absolutely. But in the highest realm, no, we can only ever be on time. And so what gets conjured up in people when people say we're behind time is a sense of anxiety. Now, what is anxiety? Anxiety is fear. What do the dark side feed off? Fear. Anything coming even from a good-hearted truther that tells you that things aren't right, they can talk about it from this dimensional lens of the 3D. Yeah, this is shit, and these people are doing that, and they're parasites, and look at the Illuminati and all the chaos here. Yeah, let's talk about it. But at the point that we don't go travel home to our highest knowing that says it's meant to be this way, we are equipped with the deep gnosis knowing of how to get through this. If we belittle ourselves, if we feel powerless when we hear some of these things or whatever's going on, that is not coming from the right place. You must always feel that you are the empowered creative being here and that you have been given everything you need to navigate this territory. That's the way it works in this simulation. It's just one big galactic game at the end of the day. And we forget that, and we take it too seriously. We forget that we're a powerful avatar being here. So, again, depends which dimensional lens you look at it from, but the highest code, no, we're on time. We're always on time because there's only now moment.
Damn. Dun, dun, dun. She's on a roll. Carrie. I'm at an hour and a half. Do you think you want to go for 2 hours, or you want to kick it an hour and a half? It's up to you. Totally up to you.
Raving on if people like my ravings.
No, I'm just saying it's totally up to you. It's a Friday night interview. If you want to go for 2 hours, we'll go for 2 hours. I've literally sat here and I've talked to my own damn self for 2 hours straight.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's not that I don't necessarily. I love to talk. Okay, I love to talk. And here's something else. Let me share this with you, just in case you guys, you're more than welcome to participate. If you, Ryan, anybody up in here, we'll try something out, and that is we're going to start holding an after hours after broadcast. This is for subscribers as well as donators to the show, to where if you guys want to just come hang out for an hour, 2 hours, literally it's going to be just a free for all. Okay, I'm going to throw a Zoom up there. It's going to, again, it's subscribers only. Donators, it's a place for you guys to go, just hang out, bullshit, chew the fat. So that's what I'm saying. Do you think of course I like to talk.
Love it.
Carrie,
I'm here hanging out. I'm loving it.
Here again, I didn't want it to be pressure, okay? And that's the thing with a lot of people that come. They're like, interview, and they're like, what do you talk about? Like, you talk about you. See, here's this is the thing you're talking about. On the etheric plane, and it's almost as if we talk about it as if it is like way over there, right? It's way over yonder somewhere. Whenever it's really, if you're looking at me on my microphone, it's right there. It's like right here. It's right in front of your face. It's right there. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like whenever I was telling you, I think I was telling you earlier about bringing back these entities into the 3D. I don't know. I mean, when's the last time you've dealt with something like that? Because here's the thing with me. Okay, I am so used to getting my ass jumped. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is true. This is a true story. I am so used to getting jumped by a malevolent force. Okay, even if they come at me, come through the astral. Okay, and I bring them back into the 3D, and I can feel it. You can feel it. You're an energy worker. You can feel it, and you feel something's off. All right, the hair will stand up in the back of your neck. Ding, ding, ding. Bells and whistles that there's something with you. Okay, please don't listen. Shout out to everybody. Don't, on accident, blow your mother's feet off if she follows you from the etheric plane. I've accidentally done that. I've accidentally gotten angry at a very, very benevolent and loving entity okay, who followed me through this plane into the 3D plane, only to primarily let me know that I'm doing a good job there. I'm like, whoa, Carrie, do you ever had that? Where something's followed you back and you're like, you're on defenses and you're ready to kick somebody's ass. And you're like, whoa, sorry.
Yeah. Look, it's part and parcel, isn't it, Matthew? You know, you go into these out escapes and you can get entity attachments, absolutely. So I, having taught myself Reiki for so long, I just have these little Reiki rituals that I do. That's what I do. But other people can, like your crystals, you can use your crystals, you can use any kind of ritual, imagining a waterfall flowing over you, getting in the shower, getting on bare feet on the ground, whatever it is, that if you know you've got an entity attachment, that you can release it. And this is why, and you teach astral travel as well, don't you, Matthew?
I do.
This is why, for people that are new to it, because many people are excited, they want to learn how to get out there on the astral. But these are all the fundamentals that we go through first, because you always protect self first. You must protect your innocent heart first. But you also simultaneously cannot be afraid of these entities and of these dark side creatures, because if the veil was pulled back right now for the collective in the 3D, what they would realize, it's all the astral plane. Those entities are here now. It just, you can't see them. And that's all the astral is. It's showing you the symbology of what is occurring here in the 3D. So, I've had, and you were sort of referring to it before as well, I've definitely had injuries that are brought back from the astral. And I've had Metatron, actually, Archangel Metatron has been working with me, and he's done psychic surgery on me a couple of times. To begin with, I was like, well, hang on a second, I don't know what it is that you're doing, and I'm going to be really discerning about this. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. And when you're dealing with benevolent beings, because you can ask them all the questions you want, and they will answer you in a pure sense. They're not they're not trying to manipulate you, take it or leave it sort of thing. But I allowed him in, and twice he has really sorted me out. But also too, like, I know the power of Ryan. Like, I was really sick just recently, purging a lot of energy. And because I'd shut down my last studio, I had a franchise of studio, shut down my last studio, we're just working more online now. And I didn't realize when I made that break, and of course it made sense once I went into the purge, that all of these memories and all of these lessons and all of this energy that I'd held for so many years in that phase of my business had to be
purged. Right.
Yeah, purged, processed, felt, cried out, all of it. But I got really physically ill, and I said to Ryan one day, like, I can't even, like, I'm shutting everything down. Like, I was being so attacked. Voice to skull technology, demons, they'd sent the legion of the mantas and the greys, they're all at me.
No shit.
I was so sick, and I had, defenses were down. And so, even here in this plane, so then Ryan is a 3D guy. Well, I think he's 12D, but anyway, let's just say he sent in an airstrike for me. It cleared immediately. And I went on to Facebook the next morning, wrote out what had happened to me and how this clearing had happened, and how I was shown that as I was so sick and disabled, what was going on in the higher realms as they were upgrading my tech, but it left me vulnerable in the 3D, and the demons were coming in. And I wrote all this out. Then I didn't realize there was a voice message from him, and he said in his voice message exactly what I wrote on my Facebook post. So he'd sent in the war angels. He's like, go and get her, make sure she's okay. And so this is what we can do as well for each other as light being friends here in this realm. We can go sort it out.
You're right.
If one's being attacked, of course we can. And we've got all of these powers. We move into the astral, the energy realms, however you see it, and we just command our reality. If you're coming in with a pure heart, there's no karma involved, no negative karma. I mean, there's the positive karma that's coming for you, but there's no negative karma. If you're going in with a pure heart of intention, of love, this is what we're moving into, because we are in a battle. We are absolutely in a war on consciousness, and we have to, use those supernatural gifts that we all inherently have. Even if you feel like you're just imagining it to begin with, even if you feel like, oh, I'm just like a kid and I'm back playing and I've got my light sword out and all of these things, doesn't matter. Be a kid,
Be up.
be a kid, whatever. But you'll start commanding energy. You'll start seeing the results of it. So, yeah, like I'm like yourself, Matthew. I go in and out of the different realms so naturally, so easily. Mostly I get the shits when I wake up in the morning. It's like, am I still here in the body? Can't I stay out there and on Andromeda with the crystalline waters and
See,
dragonflies?
let's kick it this way, because a lot of people that may be tuning in that don't technically believe, right? Here's what I've tried to tell them over and over and over again. It's not, and I don't really like to reference sacred texts, but it has been referenced in the majority of all sacred texts on this planet. It is not seeing that's believing. It is believing that's seeing. Okay, you've got to believe in this etheric before you'll see it. You truly do. So whenever
well said.
Those that are trying so very hard to reach out. See, do you like music, right? You dance, you love music, right?
Dance. I'm a dancer.
There is a badass song. I will send it to you in Messenger. Okay, I'm a drummer. I love this band. It's called Tool, Tool, right? And the name of this song is Pneuma. And I shared this with you. The name, it wasn't you. It was somebody else. But nevertheless, the name or the word Pneuma means awakened spirit. Okay, so I'm a friend. I've got a friend who is a friend of Danny Carey, who's the drummer of Tool, and so the connection there. I'm a drummer, musician. Met Danny, and I totally got involved and wrapped up into this Tool music and now, holy shit, it's one of my favorite bands. I absolutely totally love that, and because here's the kicker. They're get this, Carrie. They're mainstream, okay? They're mainstream, and the words that are in that song are amazing. By Maynard James, he talks about reach out, beyond, wake up, okay? Wake up, Pneuma, wake up. He's telling all of our people, all of our grid workers, all of our light workers, you are so powerful. Just believe that you're that powerful. That's all you got to do is just believe.
We got to claim it. You're so well said, Matthew. We got to claim it. It's now time. It's not in the future. It's not, when I perfect whatever craft I'm working at. It's not when I look better. It's not when I have done another degree in something. It's not when I've studied this sacred course. It's now. Now is the time to claim who we are. We're talking about Ryan a lot because he points the finger back at everyone else. Says, you are the angel. You are the Jedi. That's who you are. Wake up now. And people might just laugh and go, oh, that was a nice incident in my day. Someone saw me as an angel. No.
Oh, God.
To claim who you are. And not only when do you have to claim it, you have to project it. You have to be the light. You have to be the love frequency so that others can attune to you. You are a resonant system at that point that others cannot feed off in a siphoning sense, but they can magnetize and dance with you and interact with you and draw in the codes that will never be taken from you. It's not a siphoning situation because when you're coded from God, you are overflowing with codes. There's so many codes. It's available for all. It's a service. So this is how it works. And so if we do not claim it, and I love what you said before, my God, that was so good. We have to believe first before that etheric realm will open up for us. How could it work any other way? And people, I want proof. I'm a skeptic. It's like, well, go and be a freaking skeptic over there. Good luck. Enjoy it. I don't care if you're not mystical or enchanted, or if you've forgotten how to be in a realm of love and dance with the fairies. I don't give a shit. Bugger off out of my orbit. Don't care. Don't waste my time. I'm not proving anything to you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to interact with those who've remembered their enchantment codes, who've remembered their innocence codes, who know that we are multidimensional, who know that we have a whole team of galactic, beautiful beings that are so desperate to help us. And all we have to do is ask for it. All we have to do is say, please help me today. And it's all coming in. It's all coming in.
a team of light workers. That's no joke. What you're just saying is no shit. Are you familiar? You're obviously familiar with the channeling realm of things, right? Mm-hmm. I want to also like put more wind in your sails here, because again, I see you as a beautiful lady, and I'm talking both inside and out, and you've got so much positivity radiating through you, and again, I want to help you anchor even more. A good friend of mine, I'm talking a really good dude that I trust with all my heart. His name is Rob Gauthier. Okay, he is the channeler known as the ET Whisperer. Okay, he channels Treb and Aradif. So I'm going to see if I can't get you on the Enlightenment Hour with Rob Gauthier soon. I'm serious, because the positivity that you've got has got to be. It's just got to continue to flow. It's got to. So whatever good that I've done in your life by bringing you on the show and reaching people that may not have known who the hell Carrie-Anne is, I'm definitely going to continue that effort.
Oh, you're such an angel. You're just angel / dragon, dragon rider, soul brother. What you were doing is absolutely phenomenal. It's just, and you're just such a kind soul. You have just this kindness factor to you, but you're a true warrior as well. And Matthew, that's where I feel like I fit in. Where with people like yourself, where we are pure love. But I tell you, we're fierce. We're gonna bring it. You're gonna disrespect us. You're gonna disrespect any of our friends. If you so much as look at a child with anything other than eyes of purity, we're gonna take your fucking head off. Excuse me, I just really.
That's right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That's the level. These are the true angels. Right?
It needs to be that way, Carrie. It needs to be that way, because again, that is the purity. In my eyes. Okay, whenever we start talking about the malevolence that is truly out there, and let's not confuse the difference between benevolent and malevolent. Malevolent, anger, okay, anger energy, defiling energy, anything less than pure. Okay, benevolent, loving, pure source entity. We've got, and we are surrounded by a matrix. You said it greatly. The false matrix. I've said it before on the show. We are surrounded by a false matrix that's so badly wanting our attention and focus to believe that it's real, when it could not even be further from the truth. I don't project this shit. I know you don't project this shit. And all they're doing is preying on the pureness of the most innocent of innocents to keep their shit show going. Let's call it for what it is. It's a shit show.
It's an absolute shit show. It's the pure horrific. That you cannot even put it into words. The heinous crimes. And look, you spoke to it earlier, Matthew, as to the reasons why, and I'm sure you've spoken on many of your shows, and your audience, understand it. But the grotesquery of it is almost too difficult to bear for pure love-hearted souls that we are. It literally turns my stomach. And I've had many a battle I'll go into the Council of Holies, the Ascended Mastery realms, and I'll battle them because I do not understand why this is going on with the children. And they explain it to me, very, very well. And it probably is for another time we could get into this, but it's I'm always getting upgraded, and I'm always getting my galactic training and gaining insight into why these things go on. Because, at the end of the day, and I say this, and I hope this is conveyed in the right way because I'm not bypassing, but at the end of the day, it is all an illusion. What is happening is all an illusion, including this lifetime, including who I am, embodying this particular, avatar suit. At some point, it's all just a dance of consciousness because we can only be in now time. We are never held, trapped, or stuck in any particular frequency. We travel into these frequencies, we have these experiences. We've all been those abused children, and we've come out the other side of it. So we have to know that even within the grotesqueries and the depravity and all of these things, that there is always a way to upgrade. There's always a way through it. But, I don't say that lightly because as a human, of course, it's an absolute no. That cannot happen here. But again, circling back to what we were talking about at the top of the show, that's why we're here. That's why we had the clarion call to come to Earth. That's why the Eternals are here. The high dimensional beings are here. And we're like, we're just like running. We're just like running. You're a grey alien. Out.
Yeah.
There's another friend of mine, Rione, that does this, and it's just like, you're a mantis, pick them up, like throw them out. That's what we do in the astral. We're just like charging through.
Stomp ass, yeah.
Yeah, I got a bow and arrow. I got whatever what I need. My name in the astral is G Ra. She's like Lara Croft. She's like, come on, she can do somersaults, she can do it all. And she ain't having it. And that's what we've got to get back to. We've got to get kids do it. This is the thing. You watch the kids; they're already doing it. They have not lost their mysticism, and the adults need to get it back. Because if you want to keep toeing the line with the false matrix, it's boring.
Yeah.
Boring. What are they offering us? Not much. Not much.
All right, Miss Carrie. We're at an hour and 53 minutes. I've also got to condense this down where I'm not going to condense it down. It'll be perfect. I'm going to pick up what Rob Gothier does. He just throws you five questions for everybody in the audience to kind of get to know you a little bit better. Okay. And after that, my dear sister, I'm going to let you go to where you can continue your day there in beautiful Australia. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your favorite color?
Maroon. Deep red.
Why?
Passionate.
Ooh.
The true nature. Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say pink, but that's my soft
pink?
feminine nature. True nature's deep. I like a maroon, crimson, deep red.
What is your favorite food, my dear?
All fruit. Watermelon, mangoes.
Fruit. All right. Who is your... no, this is going into Hollywood. Who is your favorite TV actor?
Ryan Parks.
Ah, baby. Hang on. Holy shit. That just... wow. That definitely deserved a wicked laugh.
Is he still listening?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you drink wine?
Sometimes.
What is your favorite wine?
Any organic red. In particular, I love Italian wine. But I rarely have wine. But yeah, organic reds.
All right. What is the most significant thing in your life that has happened in your life that has changed it?
I want to say being born into this realm. I feel like that was significant. Yeah.
Being born?
Yeah. Carrying a lot of memories up to a certain age and then losing those memories and then now gaining them back.
Damn. So real. That's real. That's absolutely real. Miss Carrie, can I have you back on the show sometime?
I would love it. We've just had such
I'm
an
serious.
amazing time.
I totally have enjoyed being with you. I'm also going to share with everybody, if I can get over to the screen, I'm going to get over to the screen share in the browser, which is right here. And I'm going to try, let me just get to, where does my browser go? My window capture. Let me go to Brave right there. So right over here in the corner of me, I'm at the website, right? I'm at your myhealthyoga.com. I'm on the About Me page. What I'm going to do, Carrie, is I'm going to grab the main page here, okay? And I'm going to drop it in the chat over here for everybody to like check out. I've already got it linked here in the description. But I'm going to talk to you right real quick, okay, about the classes that you've got going on. This Brisbane, right? Online classes, right here. What's up with this? Share with us what these classes about, or what's going on here. What's about?
So for your audience, they would need to do online, and that's quite specific for those that feel they are aligned to the yoga pathway. Not everyone is. You'll know if you are. It's just your natural love, and so that's a subscription site. That's My Health Yoga TV. And that one you can join really inexpensive, and you just get opened up then to a full catalog, not just of yoga classes, but also healing sessions, lots of rituals, meditations. And within the yoga classes, if you're brand new to yoga, there's lots of gentle beginners classes. If you're more experienced, then you can do your lotus headstands if you want with us. It's
all right.
The whole range is there. And then, for anyone who's been on the path for a long time, if you're called to be a yoga teacher, it's probably more where, what I focus on within the business is our yoga teacher training or our healers course. So they're full training courses. They go for 9 to 12 months. They're big courses.
Wow.
To practitioner level, so that if you feel that you're here as a light worker, but you just need that refinement, you just need some guidance, they're great courses to do, so that you immediately are through that graduation process, you're out there and you can set your own business up. And I tell you, if you want to have the biggest business on the face of the planet, be a yoga teacher or a light worker, healer, or something of that ilk. That is what's going to lead us forward. So yeah, now's the time if anyone's called for that. And if you want to reach out, I can give you a little discount if anyone's called for that one.
Hit her up, everybody. We'll talk about like a matrix code or something. I don't know. Check out Matrix Minds, blah blah blah. I don't know. Again, Carrie, you are full of energy, and it was really cool, and I loved having you here. I really did.
You're just a remarkable, beautiful soul, and yeah, this has been so much fun. Which is what it's about today.
It's what it's about, chica. Come on. Nobody. Look, all right. On the way out of here, nobody comes to the Matrix without saying something positive to everybody around the globe, because that's exactly where we're going to take this broadcast and this podcast. So you say something positive to everybody around the globe and humanity, my dear sister, and I will check you out on.
From my heart to yours, everyone listening, I love you. I love you. That is the truth. From the heart center, we are all one, and we are magical, and we are just the galactic realms are cheering us on right now. We've got cheerleaders in all of the realms. It's beautiful.
All right, Miss Carrie-Anne, thank you once again. I appreciate you, and again, we'll make sure everybody finds you one way or the other. Okay. Again, I appreciate you being with me. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. All right, everybody. Miss Carrie-Anne, I'm going to say good night to her. Without a doubt, she is full of energy and absolutely a joy to be speaking with, man. Carrie-Anne Fields, you guys can find her all over the web, to be honest with you. I'm going to do my best to get her to you, as well as, again, Ryan Parks, great guy. Absolutely fire, man. It's called Kung Flow, if I'm not mistaken. You need to get Ryan back in here too one day. So with that being said, Brainiacs, it is Friday. Not now. It is Saturday. It is Saturday. I hope you guys have enjoyed this broadcast, enjoyed this podcast, wherever you may be worldwide. You guys are powerful, powerful entities, powerful, powerful beings. Okay, don't let nobody say that you are not. You indeed are. Okay, you are, and there are entities in this little matrix. Okay, that cannot stand who you are, and that's okay. You just come back even stronger. Okay, you hit them back even harder. Because like I was telling Carrie-Anne even prior to this broadcast, you delete me once, I'm going to create 3 more. And if you take one of them, I'm going to create 3 more. You take one, it doesn't matter. You can't. They've tried to shut me up a long time, and it ain't going to happen. I already know they can't stand me, and I already know that they can't stand you. But that's okay. Okay, we didn't come here to just be a facet within their reality construct. We didn't just come here to be a loose stick. Okay? You got a brain. You got a brain. Use it. Okay? Wake up to where the hell you're at. That's why I'm here. That is why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help guide you and be with you. You're not alone in this matrix. This is a crazy ass place. You've also heard Carrie talk about NPC, the non-playable character. Hey, it's not just me that talks about that. Okay, me specifically walking through woods time after time. I almost even told her, Carrie, if you're listening, next time just walk up. If you catch him just walk up to him and say, look him in the face and say, "Would you like to dance?" And just throw on some music and just start dancing. I play with my world. Okay, I do. I literally play with my reality. I have no choice, because to me, whenever I do go to the etheric plane, and I'm on that plane of existence and of reality, because again, to me, it is no damn different. And any of you guys that fear death, anybody that's to fear death, you do it every day. You go to bed every day. You wake up in a completely different realm every day. It's a dream within a dream within a dream. Okay, we've been programmed to fear these things. This is a biological meat suit. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, Carrie spoke it. She spoke it. You've heard her. This energy was not created. It cannot be destroyed. It always has been. It always will be. Okay, you are part of God's source energy. You are part of that soup. Okay, you may be watered down soup, but you're still a damn part of soup. They cannot take that from you. So claim it. You're part of the source energy. Okay, I can't take a bottle of ocean out of the ocean and just like say, "Oh, this is a bottle of water." Bullshit. This is a bottle of ocean. You see? If I were to take my bottle and dip it in the ocean and bring it here to Ohio, it is still not less than what it is. Okay? Claim it, brain. Claim it, soul. Claim it, spirit. Panuma. Wake up. Please, wake up. Remember. Okay? You will have a whole other outlook on life. I promise you. I promise you. With all my heart. Brainiac, absolutely amazing time. Like always, again, Carrie, I loved having you here. Again, sister, I will have you here on the Matrix again in due time. I hope to work with you. I hope to see nothing more than a shit ton of light anchors all over this planet by the love of your grid work. I appreciate you for being with me, every single one of you, both visible here on the broadcast as well as they're in the XM satellite radio world. Brainiac, you guys take care of yourself. I'll see you on Monday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Pacific Time. Okay? Do not hesitate to reach out, share the love, take care of yourselves as well as one another. And until then, peace out. Question everything, my friends, even the fabric of reality. Good night to you guys.
Matrix. We're in the Matrix.
Whoa, go out with a bang. Turn it up, baby. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's do this. One of the fastest growing talk shows on the internet. Your show, welcome aboard, Matrix Minds. One of the most controversial conspiratorial shows on the internet, the Matrix Minds. And that's right. Buckle up, everybody. Let's go. Paranormal, huh? Conspiracy, huh? Ufology, hidden Egyptology, and anything and everything we can get our hands on. Let's go. Welcome aboard. The Matrix Minds. The Matrix Minds. Your show.
Take the blues pills. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole.
That's right, Brainiacs. Wake up.
All I'm offering is the truth. Stay in Wonderland.
Ding, ding, ding. We ain't gonna let you stay in Wonderland, my friend.
Stay in Wonderland.
Don't you worry.
All I'm offering is the truth.
What is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? You know, to know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage. Every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, Brainiacs. MatrixMinds.live/CBD. The CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again. I do believe, my friends, this is one of my favorite times. Do you see that power, my friends? Yeah, baby! Masculine medicine, masculine muscle, triggered minds with that absolute amazing feminine energy coming at you. You put those two together, you've got absolutely big ass power right there, baby. Unstoppable, unmovable, and unshakable. You guys got it, and you no doubt about it. Why I absolutely love you guys. We call you the Brainiacs. Those that question everything, even the fabric of their own reality. They can't stand you. You know they can't. truth seekers, light warriors. Yeah, baby! Give them all that power. Let them have it, man. Miss Susan Metz up there in the chat. Mr. Jack Roberts, Andy Cassidy, Mr. Ryan Riff Parks. Yeah. Mr. Earl Fields, Angela Catwell, all you guys, appreciate you once again. Thank you so very much for being part of me, part of the broadcast, and part of my world. Don't ever stop being you, my friends. I love you guys. Be careful. Good night.